No, it's
That
not.
is a weird thing.
It's not like that. Look at it from a different way. Look at it. Show me one person that ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. That's how you understand what a ritual is.
Because I've been on y'all asses to make this amount of money, and this black man, right,
Yes.
has paid it to me.
Larenz Tate, a name that once echoed across the halls of black cinema in the 90s. Handsome, gifted, and capable of taking on almost any role, from street dramas to romantic classics. But suddenly, his light started to fade. Not overnight, but gradually, like a candle slowly burning out in a quiet room. Today we explore a mystery that fans have whispered about for years. Why did Larenz Tate's career slow down so suddenly? And what's his connection to Tyler Perry? A man known as much for his success as for the rumors that follow him? Add to this the voice of comedian Cat Williams, who has long called out what he sees as the hidden rules of Hollywood. What Cat says might just connect the dots between Perry's power, Tate's silence, and a career that should have soared much higher. In the 1990s, Larenz Tate was everywhere. His roles in Menace II Society, Dead Presidents, and Love Jones made him a cultural icon. Women admired him, men respected him, and directors saw him as the perfect mix of talent and appeal. Unlike some stars who need years to develop, Tate came into the industry already fully formed, sharp, intense, and reliable.
Look how many people after Pac played Bishop who was like, oh my God, he's really Bishop. You get me?
Pac, all the niggas around saying Pac kind of got lost in the character.
Exactly, because I kind of said the same thing a little bit. Because if you notice who my was before that, and then you play this role, like, this is gonna start testing you. How many really thought Larenz was old dog? Yeah, and you walk up to Larenz and you be like, what the
Hey, listen to me, man. When I first got in the business, 06, 07, man, I really thought everybody was the same. I had no idea that everybody wasn't like this.
No.
I really thought, because every song, when I was doing it, it wasn't like the song. I didn't hear Compton's Most Wanted and start selling dope. I was selling dope listening to Compton's Most Wanted.
Exactly.
I didn't put in work because Cube said put in work. I was putting in work, listening to Cube, going to bus on, whatever we was doing. So when I got into business, it was strange to listen to people talk, and it was like, wait a minute, like, this is not this? And then, like, Dub C had to set me down, man. It was a crazy conversation. I was like, holy, because why would I know? And I'm not blaming the rapper, right? I'm not blaming anybody, because this is entertainment. Like, if I was ignorant enough to think Arnold Schwarzenegger was a Terminator, that could be considered my fault. But at the same time, I'm not that crazy. It's people who don't have the IQ or information to decipher that this person may not be like this. Like, this is what you told me, I believe you. So I'm expecting it to be this way.
Oh, bro, that's what how many naives out there right now believe Suki be eating glasses?
I thought she did. I was
You get
this
me?
little whore is nasty as a mother.
I mean, tell you the truth, I'm like, do she really eat glasses? Like, is she? Because I know some nasty broads. Yeah, so I'm like,
damn, she started rapping.
Like, hey, if she rapping it, maybe she really get down like she live.
Yeah, and I don't even know if that's comparing gangster rap.
Oh, it's the same.
To what they doing. Yeah, it is the same.
Because it's a lot of to say I'm a hard and I claim this and I'm from this and I'm from that.
I would say with gangster rappers, they have a tendency to embellish the facts a little bit more, but it's still a fact. I don't think you could be sweet Molly purebred at the crib, then get on a record talk about eating people's ass and sucking their balls.
It's still are not gangsters, but they might make gangster rap. That is actually more that are not gang members that make gangster rap than there are that are gang members that make gangster rap.
That's crazy. Oh wow! I'm gonna look. You have to give me a minute. That's I'm
I'm speechless actually, because it doesn't feel like that long ago, but I guess so because fans of that movie have really supported, and it is kind of moved from generation to generation. I have kids now, and like they are aware of Menace to Society. They know all about that, and it's just wow. I just think that the message behind the film was just so strong. Getting to see what the inner city life for young black males were like, and seeing some of the challenges, a lot of the things that they were going through. It really resonates today. I think some of the similar things, unfortunately, haven't changed in certain cases, but to be able to see that movie, to see people continue to celebrate it, really is touching, and it means a lot to me. It's a movie that really, I think, was a catalyst to my film career. Certainly was Menace to Society, so I'm grateful.
By the late 90s, many expected him to follow in the footsteps of Denzel Washington or Will Smith, taking on big budget films and mainstream success. But by the early 2000s, his appearances began to slow down. He wasn't on talk shows, he wasn't headlining movies, and slowly, his name started disappearing from conversations about top-tier black actors. The question is, why? At the same time that Lawrence Tate's career started cooling off, another figure began rising fast, Tyler Perry. Known first for his stage plays, Perry quickly took over urban entertainment with his Madea character. From DVDs to major motion pictures, he built a billion-dollar brand on his terms. His journey was groundbreaking, but also filled with controversy.
He's got the whole world in his hands. Got the whole world in his hands. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help? Some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
I guess for me, it just felt like I shared with people as I went through my depression, it felt like I was drowning. I shared with them, it just felt like I was drowning, and thousands of people got to watch me drown every day. And it's just like, I couldn't come out. I couldn't come out. What helped you come out?
I never had depression. What happened to me at 50, and holding all of this up to, if you look at Netflix and Disney and all of these people, those are conglomerates with the shareholders and, thousands of people invested. I'm one man running a 330-acre studio where the light bill is always over $100,000 and the water bill is always $50,000, and where there is almost a $200 million payroll with actors and everybody every year. One man holding the weight and the pressure of that. And then drowning, constantly having to drown out the noise and the foolishness. And constantly, I was just in prayer all the time. Okay, God, how do I move through this? Because when you've been given a seat like this, it is so important that you honor it. Like, I'm not one of those people that can sleep when I do things wrong. I honor it. I honor everybody who comes through this door. I honor every actor and every actress, because if somebody comes to you with their dreams in their hands and you take advantage of that, that is evil. So I was feeling the weight of all of that, because when you carry it right and honor it, it can isolate you. It can put you in the back and on your heels, because you know that you can't go out and hang out and have a good time and have parties. You can't do any of that stuff because you're honoring it. Right. And I found myself sitting at 50 going, what happened to your life? Wow. You've been honoring it so much and holding the weight of this thing, man. That thing got so heavy on me that I said, I've got to get some help.
I know I was reading somewhere you were saying that when your mom passed away. That's when you started drinking heavily. Is that how you? Because see, I would say some people, mask it by drinking. Some people do it with drugs. I did mine by hey Tyler, can we do another play? Hey Tyler, can we do some episodes? So was yours primarily just drinking?
If my mother, when she died, if I didn't have contracts, if I didn't have obligations that were years out that I had to do, my life would have been very different right now. Because I started drinking a lot. Like, I'll have a drink now and then, but I was drinking a lot because I've never felt that kind of pain. And also understanding that feeling of I am alone.
That was
for
your
the first time in my
security.
life. Yeah, I am by myself on this planet. I will never have that kind of love again. I will never know that kind of love again. And I am by myself holding all of this stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tell you what I did, which nobody knows. This summer, for the first time, there was an intensive therapy session in Arizona that I went to. I spent 7 days, 10 hours a day with therapists. For the first time, I'm sitting with therapists and having these conversations. First of all, I was so exhausted, I thought, wow, what else are you going to do? Because I was about to...
And you sounded it's like I
Yeah.
call you, hey bro,
Yeah, man. I was
I'm done.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
exhausted. I was ready to walk away from it all. I was just tired of holding everything and holding everybody up. But going into this intensive 7 days a week, 10 hours a day with all of these different therapists. And before you go in, you do these hundreds of pages of questionnaires.
Really?
So they have a very clear idea of who you are mentally when you walk in the door. So you can't fool them at all. When you walk in the door, they know
They
who
know
you are.
who you are, yeah.
So
And they double know who you are. It's
Yeah.
like,
yeah, and in that, this program is designed to help you walk through the traumas. And I didn't even realize how many traumas I had experienced, because what we do as men,
yeah,
you get up and you go on.
yeah.
And we don't realize that every time we just get up and go on, we have a trauma. It's like we've taken a 50-pound weight and put it in our soul
Our trauma center.
to keep walking. Yeah, yeah.
People loved it, yes, but others noticed a pattern. Actors who disagreed with Perry or didn't follow his vision often seemed to fall out of favor, not just with him, but with the industry altogether.
I gotta tell y'all how I'm walking on this goddamn stage right now. See, when I saw that nigga on Club Shay Shay, when I saw that nigga say, boy, I said, nigga! When I saw that stand up and say, boy, I popped my blood. I said, I got to play with this guy. And I called him up. And I said, hey, I just got a call to let you know how proud I am of your ass standing the way you standing. I'm so proud of your goddamn ass. I don't even know what to tell you. I just want to hug your little ass. You around here changing all across the world. I can't wait till we can play together. And then next said, Monique, when would you like to play?
Monique experienced this. She won an Oscar, then vanished from major film roles after calling out Hollywood's double standards. Taraji P. Henson, even at the top of her game, hinted at unequal treatment until she finally said enough was enough.
How do we do that when we give and we give? Because the big issue with me is I gave, and it's just like I couldn't give enough. Like I know with you, you can't give enough.
You know what I found? Because I was sitting in this room with these people, and all of these people were wondering, why are you here? Because there was someone over there who had an addiction. There was someone over there who's had another kind of addiction there. Why are you here? And I'm sitting there myself going, what? Yeah, why? This doesn't make sense to be here, talk to these people. Well, through the course of my time there, what was evident that I immediately pushed back on. It's like, Tyler, you're a caregiver. I was like, yes, I know. And you also leaning on gratitude. I'm like, yes, I know. I'm grateful for everything. But Tyler, what you're doing is you're using both of those things as a crutch. Though you're using the two of those things like these people are using their addictions, because you are not allowing yourself to feel the pain of what you're going through, because you'd rather care for someone else than look at yourself. You'd rather be so thankful and so grateful that you don't even acknowledge that comes along with the pain.
Tyler,
Yeah.
see, so this is that connected to what you just talked about earlier. This disassociation. That's a version of it. That's a minute version of that process.
Yeah.
You just told me something.
Yeah.
Because that's my addiction. I gave. So I'm telling you, it's like, man, it's just I can't give enough.
But all of that was about not looking in.
That's right.
Because yes, if I could just give it, if I take care of you, I take care of you. I don't have to look at taking care of myself. So the beauty I learned, and this thing really shook me up for a minute, because when I realized it and really got it, I stopped doing for everybody. I was like, well, that can't be right either.
There's a middle ground somewhere.
Everybody fired.
But the feeling of the knowledge of understanding what I was doing made a change. Okay, Tyler, you're doing that for them. Then what are you doing for yourself? Let me go over here and take care of myself. And if I want to do that, then I'm going to do that for you. If I don't, I'm not. And I'm still going to be okay with it. Yeah.
And that's for me the shame of not, the embarrassment of doing. I was getting ready to buy some land, and I called around everybody, and I was just like, I can't buy this, I called him, and he always give me these good, wise answers. I say, Tyler, I'm thinking about buying this land. What the hell are you waiting for?
Right, what's the problem?
That's what he told me.
What the problem is?
Because you're doing it for everybody else. What about yourself? Yeah.
And one of your quotes, I want to read it. You use up everything you got to give people everything they want. So Nina Simone, that was a quote that you said one of your favorite quotes.
Yeah, she said you use everything you got trying to give everybody what they want.
Everybody what they want.
All right, so when it comes to just, the women in this movie were really wearing like crowns for real. And it was just so beautiful to see that. I mean, how wonderful was it for you to be a part of a film that just embodied that and just the nurturing aspects of just women on screen in general?
You know what? It was a pleasure to see us beautiful. It was a pleasure to see Aunt May, and whenever you saw her, she was on her game, because we've lost that aspect. We've lost that. When you come out your bedroom, baby, you come out together. So I appreciate that was brought back into us. When you see Gabby and Kimberly and Carrie, these women are drop dead gorgeous. But we all had our issues and we all had our strengths, and we never showed the brokenness of whatever we were dealing with. That's what I appreciate about those strong sisters.
When it comes to just the aspect of Danny Glover just being truly enamored with his wife, we don't see a lot of black men just truly in love with their wives. So talk about just that and the importance of illustrating that on screen.
When you hear Danny Glover say that the most two beautiful people I've ever met in my life is my mother and my father, you understand how he could be Walter Myers. And to see that a black man loved and nurtured his family like that, and to see that black woman nurtured her husband in a way where she knew her place. And people will say, what does that mean? Well, we all have a place, and we all have roles, and they knew each other's roles and each other's place. That's why I think it was so, I don't want to use the word easy, but I think that's why he was able to hold it together, because he knew he loved her and she loved him. So we know that time is coming. So I think that's why he was able to deal with the way he dealt with it. And I think that's what we really need to see, because oftentimes we don't get a chance to see the patriarch hold it down.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my baby.
So what does this have to do with Lawrence Tate? That's where things get interesting. Hollywood runs on relationships, and some of them are more visible than others. Over the years, fans and gossip bloggers have pointed out what they believe to be a quiet connection between Perry and Tate. We're talking about rumors of private meetings, undisclosed projects, and unusual career support behind closed doors. There's talk of Perry possibly helping Tate financially during the slow years, or offering projects that never made it to air. There's even speculation that Tate and Perry spent extended time together during moments when Tate wasn't working publicly.
Derek Dixon is suing Tyler Perry for harassment, all of the things. To summarize the lawsuit a little bit, Derek Dixon is accusing Tyler Perry of using his power and his influence to persuade him and groom him to have a relationship with him, and he has not been interested. Now, interesting enough, there is a character that Derek Dixon played by the name of Dale, and he was a small town white guy that was using his looks and was a S worker to provide himself a living. Basically, the character was a S worker, like they were doing S work to survive. And from what is saying in the lawsuit is that Tyler Perry wrote that because of his interest around a person like that. To say that you wrote a character in because that is something that you are attracted to goes to the history and the rumors of Tyler Perry and the men that he has hired to be in his plays over the years. There's an infamous episode on the Boondocks that was taken down because Tyler Perry was not happy with it. And in this episode, it was supposed to be Tyler Perry, but it didn't use his name, but the similarities were there. You had this character that started off doing plays and started doing movies and dressed up as an old woman named Medea and all of the things. And in the background, you see the character have these very chiseled men in the background, like these very chiseled men. Going back, watching all the Tyler Perry plays, you remember seeing these actors who weren't the best actors, but they were just there to be eye candy. Like, the men were always very, very desirable, very gym body, very toned, very muscular. They were usually light skinned or dark skinned. Like, that was something that was joked about a lot. And some can argue that Tyler Perry did this because he was trying to get black women in and watching the plays and they want some eye candy. Very well could be said. I mean, it could be argued. That very well could be argued. And seeing that this is not the first instance of a rumor of Tyler Perry having some type of attraction with someone who worked for him, the live stream that Christian Keys did 2 years ago, back in 2023, where he talked about someone very powerful, a billionaire, taking advantage of him. And he did not release a name, or he never said a name, but he said it's somebody that y'all know him, somebody who y'all respect. Now, he never did say Tyler Perry's name. And when people asked him, he said he's not referring to Tyler Perry. He said that shortly after.
While there's no concrete proof of these things, what makes it more believable to fans is the shared privacy between them. Both men are very quiet about their personal lives, extremely guarded. And in a place like Hollywood, silence often raises more questions than answers. After nearly vanishing from mainstream roles in the early 2000s, I believe Perry was keeping Tate relevant in a controlled way, offering just enough to keep him afloat, but never giving him the spotlight again. Others think Perry may have placed limits on how far Tate could go, especially if they had disagreements behind the scenes, or if Tate resisted certain industry expectations. Either way, Tate's comeback wasn't what many fans hoped. It was quiet, careful, and it seemed controlled. Now, this part is delicate, but it's a real discussion in Hollywood. Over the years, a strange pattern has appeared. Black male actors, particularly comedians, often end up wearing women's clothing in films or sketches early in their careers. Some say it's harmless comedy. Others believe it's a test, one that not all actors pass. Tyler Perry made his fortune wearing a dress as Medea, but he's not alone. We've seen it with Martin Lawrence's Big Mama's House, Jamie Foxx's In Living Color, and even Wesley Snipes in To Wong Foo.
I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like, when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them dots like, wow, this brother got to wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin. Yeah. The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in, the writer comes in, I think he's the writer, he's like, Dave, listen, I got this hilarious thing where Martin's sneaking out of jail, so he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on, and what, this prostitute? No, I'm not doing that, I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. The pressure comes in. I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally it's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this? Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, I wear the the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? Oh, gosh, it's so difficult. They leave. Now the producers comes, come on, David would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, you know, Strong Brothers, why they were putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress, I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine, think of something else. That comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene, damn, how did you write the scene so fast? You know, it's like, so, you gotta take a step.
Cat Williams, however, has spoken out against this trend. He claims it's part of an unwritten rule in Hollywood where conformity is expected and resistance comes at a cost. Lawrence Tate never participated in this trend. Some believe that's part of why his career was quietly slowed. He didn't play the game. And in Hollywood, when you don't play the game, you don't get invited to the big table.
It's possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress. Okay, well, I watched all of my friends throughout my entire life be able to dunk a basketball, but not me. So everybody can't do everything. So, you know, some of us make choices. I think it's not a biggest choice for others. I'm saying at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him.
Let's talk about image and privacy. Lawrence Tate is married to Thomasina Parrott, but you'd hardly know it. He rarely speaks about her. They're almost never seen in public together, and he keeps his family life completely away from the spotlight. Tyler Perry is also famous for avoiding any conversation about his private relationships. For a man who's been in the spotlight for decades, he's never once confirmed a public partner.
What I do care about is someone who's been accused of using their power. Like, you've been profiting off of black women pain for the longest. And to find out that you're using the profits off of this to now get men opportunities that you want to sleep with, like, yes, this is an accusation. Derek Dixon hasn't been to court. This is a lawsuit. This is not any charges or any of this. This is just a lawsuit. And he's bringing forth text messages. I always say this, text messages don't really tell much because someone can change a name and make it seem as though they're the person who is texting or who was being sued or being accused of things. They can lie. Somebody can just be texting and pretending to be said person. But the conversations in the text message, I'm not going to hold y'all. Looking at them, it really does come off like this could be Tyler Perry. This comes off like it could be Tyler Perry. And if it is Tyler Perry, in these text messages, you see the textbook grooming. You see Derek Dixon not really showing interest in Tyler Perry like that. He's not interested. And Tyler Perry keeps advancing, keeps flirting, and asking and requesting for him to flirt back. He's making innuendos and sending pictures like, you don't see this stud. There was one text message where Tyler Perry, the name, text Derek's phone, and it was a picture of Tyler Perry on the beach somewhere, and he was asking, you don't see this stud? And Derek Dixon text message, from what it seems like he was just not interested like that. And it kind of supports what he's saying in the lawsuit, is that he didn't have any attraction to Tyler Perry. He wasn't interested in any type of relationship other than just having a job. He wanted to have a job, and he did not want to be on the opposite side of Tyler Perry. He wanted to be in good graces with him to get opportunities. This is how these things work. And it's not uncommon, like this happens, like when we talk about desire, like this is one of the things where desirability becomes very, very complicated, because Tyler Perry, for all intents and purposes, desired this white man. He was very much interested in him, and he gave him opportunities based off of just that. If that is to be true from what is being said in the text message, if this is Tyler Perry. We don't know. This is all alleged. We don't know if this is Tyler Perry. But what he's saying, it seems as though this person was attracted to him, interested, got him opportunities. Now, while we talk about power dynamics, because we're talking about a multi-millionaire named Tyler Perry, And Derek Dixon is just a random white man who benefits from desire. Tyler Perry still outweighs him a little bit when it comes to power dynamics. And I will argue this wouldn't have been taken as serious from the blogs if this was a black person.
This deep commitment to privacy has created an air of mystery around both men, and that mystery fuels the speculation. Fans begin to wonder, what are they hiding? Is it just personal preference, or is there something or someone they're protecting? Enter Cat Williams. He's called out major networks, powerful producers, and celebrities he believes are playing both sides. Cat doesn't hold back, and because of that, some say he's been punished for speaking too much truth. While Cat hasn't directly accused Tyler Perry of sabotaging Tate, his comments about Hollywood's clubhouse mentality and how certain stars are used to silence others have been interpreted as indirect references. Cat often says, if you don't do what they want you to do, they take everything from you. Your roles, your reputation, even your legacy.
Does it make you mad when people their own trauma's triggered? Because in the community, black community, we don't deal with it. You know what I mean? So if you're forced to look at it often, you will be triggered. So the first thing you're going to want to say is, I don't want to see it. But there are people out there that need to see it. He's forcing real conversations in the community.
Could that be what happened to Lawrence? In Hollywood, power isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, subtle, hidden in the contracts, casting calls, and phone calls you'll never hear about. Tyler Perry has the power to make or break careers. He has his own studio, his own network, his own system. If you're in his good graces, you get roles, protection, and a place in his empire. But if you step out of line, things get complicated.
I'm just going to say this. I remember when I got nominated for the Oscar, the Oscar run is crazy. The phone is ringing. You got to be here. You got to be there. And then the day after the Oscars, the phone stops ringing. It's weird because it's like, you don't know, your senses, your nervous system is shocked because you're so used to going in and all of a sudden nothing.
And all the best invitations and all the things.
Gone. No phone calls. You know who called me? This man right here. To a leading role, not supporting, a leading role. And it was, I can do bad all by myself. People started asking me on my team, why are you going to do a Tyler Perry? I said, well, no one called to offer me a number one position in the film. He did, and then told me what to ask for. Gave me a quote who I didn't have a quote until this man right here. And so to this day, I don't care how big I get. I don't care how many awards I win. Whenever he calls, I'm there.
I've been speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience. What I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. And I really, it's in my bone marrow to discuss that, because thankfully God built me the way that he built me, but I'm not sure, based on this person's claims and brags, that he's literally got, at the same time this person was harassing me for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. And clearly that's why it felt to him that it was okay to say these things. And I want to have these discussions. I want to be transparent with you about that. I've done my best to forgive this person, but it happens. It happens. It's not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. And that's why a lot of my posts over the last few years have been about taking the scenic route, taking the long way around, because if that means that you can carry your integrity with you, then, and it's 11:11. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for another opportunity to connect with you. Please forgive my sins, my shortcomings, my bad decisions, and my mistakes. Please continue to guide and protect us as only you can. Everybody that's watching, it's not a presentation. If I see 11:11, try to have another conversation with God. So thank you, Heavenly Father. I appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen. That's interesting. But there are people that will and have and will continue to, unfortunately, offer these things. And some of them are your heroes. Some of them are people who you're like, oh yeah, such and such is amazing, and he does this and he does that. Yeah, but he also does this and that. At some point soon, it's gonna have to come out. I've kept one of these on me since 05. Whether it's a keychain recorder or a pen, because most predators would check your phone. And once the harassment started, I was like, well, I gotta protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work.
At the end of the day, we may never know the full story between Lawrence Tate and Tyler Perry. Maybe it was friendship, maybe it was business, maybe it was something else entirely. But what we do know is this: Lawrence Tate deserved more roles, more recognition, more legacy. And somewhere along the way, something or someone put the brakes on that momentum. Cat Williams has tried to tell us for years, Hollywood is not what it seems. It's not just talent that gets you to the top. It's loyalty, silence, and knowing the rules of the game. And if you don't follow those rules, you disappear. Was Lawrence Tate's silence his choice, or the price he had to pay for not playing by Hollywood's rules? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.